This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Phil Laskowski coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Tuesday, July 29th. Taiwan denies reports of U.S. blocking President Lai's transit through New York. Premier Zhou visits flood-impacted areas in southern Taiwan, promises faster drainage work. And TSMC leaders C.C. Wei and Mark Liu win 2025 Robert N. Noyce Award. But first, today's top story. Taiwan's government has officially denied reports by Reuters and the Financial Times that the Trump administration blocked President Lai Ching-te's transit through New York. These reports said the blockage would delay his travel plans to visit 3 Central and South American allies, including Paraguay, Guatemala, and Belize, in early August with stopovers in New York and Dallas, Texas. Presidential Office spokesperson Karen Kuo said on Tuesday that any presidential trips require careful planning and that confirmed plans will be announced in due course. She noted that given recent typhoon recovery efforts, ongoing tariff talks with the United States, and regional issues, the president currently has no overseas visits scheduled. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Xiao Guangwei said, "The president currently has no overseas travel plans due to recent typhoon recovery work in the south, tariff negotiations with the U.S., and the related international situation. There is no postponement, cancellation, or rejection of transit by the United States." He added that the ministry continues to communicate with all parties and that confirmed trips will be announced by the presidential office. Premier Zhou Rongtai visited Tainan's Baihe district on Tuesday to inspect the flood conditions and oversee drainage improvements, following renewed flooding across parts of southern Taiwan triggered by heavy monsoon rains. The rains, which began on Monday evening, come as the reconstruction efforts from the early July's typhoons Danas are still underway. Zhou says the goal is to reduce the extent of flooded areas and accelerate how quickly the water recedes. He says that the current drainage work is only about 57% complete, so the government will speed up construction. Zhou also emphasized the government's commitment to long-term flood control. He says, "This year, we allocated $1.87 billion for systematic flood control. In the past, areas near river sources or sparsely populated regions were left to absorb floodwaters naturally, but now we're improving them as a part of an integrated plan. This is meant to make up for the $2.70 billion spent over the last 8 years and the gaps left by earlier infrastructure programs. But we know that alone isn't enough. Next year, we hope to see smaller flooded areas and faster water drainage. That's why the Water Resources Agency has prepared a multi-year $3.87 billion budget to carry out this work in the coming years." Zhou also instructed the Water Resource Agency to help local farmers file crop damage claims and receive compensation as quickly as possible. The Semiconductor Industry Association, known as SIA, today announced that Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company TSMC chairperson and CEO C.C. Wei and former chairperson of the company Mark Liu will be jointly honored with the 2025 Robert N. Noyce Award. The award recognizes outstanding leadership and contributions to the semiconductor industry. The Semiconductor Industry Association praised Wei and Liu for their decades of dedication and innovation, noting their combined 80 years of experience that helped position TSMC as the world's largest foundry and a critical part of the global chip supply chain. Under their leadership, TSMC has driven advancements in computing performance, energy efficiency, and manufacturing technologies. Wei expressed his gratitude, saying it is an honor to follow in the footsteps of the visionary leaders like TSMC founder Morris Chang. He added that sharing the award with Liu reflects the collective efforts of TSMC employees and the inspiration from customers who foster ongoing innovation. Liu said receiving the award is both a great honor and a significant responsibility. He thanked mentors, colleagues, and partners who have supported his work in advancing semiconductor excellence. Wei and Liu will be formally recognized as the Semiconductor Industry Association Awards dinner on November 20th in San Jose, California. Heavy rains brought by southwestern air currents and the outer bands of Tropical Storm Koumei prompted authorities to evacuate over 3,000 people from 3 counties in southern Taiwan on Tuesday, as flooding and power outages affected the region. The Central Emergency Operations Center deployed 20 satellite communication vehicles to support disaster relief efforts in Jiayi and Tainan counties, where the communication infrastructure has been damaged. The Central Weather Administration issued heavy rain warnings for 16 counties and cities across Taiwan on Tuesday as the southwestern air current system continues to bring moisture-laden conditions through Wednesday. Kaohsiung, Tainan, Pingtung, and Jiayi County declared work and school closure on Tuesday. Mountainous areas in central and southern Taiwan continue to face threats of torrential downpours, with over 200 millimeters of rain in some locations. Power outages affected nearly 10,000 households at their peak, though most service had been restored by Tuesday morning. 3 telecommunications base stations sustained damage, while 2 have already been repaired and 1 in Jiayi Dapu area is still offline. Emergency pumping equipment was pre-positioned to prevent secondary disasters in areas previously affected by Typhoon Danas. Weather forecasters warned that rainfall intensity would peak on Wednesday as Koumei moves towards China's Zhejiang coast. The southwestern air current system is expected to weaken after Thursday, although localized heavy rains may continue to affect central and southern regions through the weekend. Taiwan's Nibun Chorus from Kaohsiung has won gold in the Tokyo International Choir Competition.
Taiwan's Nibun Chorus has won gold in the folk category at the 7th Tokyo International Choir Competition, scoring 95.9. The event, which ran from July 25th to 27th, featured 8 teams in the folk division, including 3 from Taiwan. However, the celebration was clouded by political pressure from China. Shortly before the final day, organizers received a protest from Beijing demanding that Taiwan's flag be removed and the team's name be changed to Chinese Taipei. Before this, the team had competed under the name Taiwan, with its flag displayed at the venue. Legislator Qiu Yi-ing, who travelled with the team, said they weren't notified until July 26th and said it's very unfortunate that Taiwan's flag could not be displayed and Taiwan's name could not be announced. The delegation, along with the Taipei representative office in Japan, negotiated with the organisers, but the venue ultimately removed all Taiwan flags and renamed the team Chinese Taipei. Despite the setback, the choir's emotional performance earned the top score, and Chiu said the crowd began chanting Taiwan after the performance. Even under political pressure, the Nibun Choir showcased Taiwan's musical talent, capturing the hearts of the audience. Amber Hatfield for RTI News.
Taiwan's public lung cancer screening program has identified 2,506 cases among more than 217,000 participants over 3 years, with over 80% detected in early stages when 5-year survival rates exceed 90%, health officials announced on Tuesday. The world's first national program targeting both heavy smokers and those with a family history has become a global model for early detection. Health Minister Chiu Taiyuan reported that 2,069 of the confirmed cases, or 83%, were caught in early stages since the program launched on July 1, 2022. Among participants with a family history, 89% of cases were early stage compared to 68% among heavy smokers. The screening uses low-dose computed tomography scans provided free every 2 years to high-risk groups. Lung cancer remains Taiwan's leading cause of cancer death, claiming 10,495 lives last year and holding at the top position for 15 consecutive years. Late-stage cases historically comprised 60% of diagnoses, with nearly half discovered at stage 4 when 5-year survival drops to roughly 10%. Early detection dramatically improves outcomes, with stage 0 and 1 case showing survival rates above 90%. Academia Sinica's Yang Pangchi praised Taiwan's cancer screening program for setting global standards. Health Promotion Administration Cancer Prevention and Control Division head Lin Liru reported that the expansion of screening this year has led to 62.4% increase in participation compared to the same period last year. Currently, 207 hospitals across the island nation of 23 million people offer these services. Thank you for joining me for the news. I'm Phil Laskowski. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.